Coming up next on this edition of In the City, we visited this area's scariest haunted hayride that's been running for 18 years straight. Also, the Center for the Arts brings the classic tale Jeckyll and Hyde to the stage. Plus, the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department hosted live training exercises for 2018 Fire Expo. And a local girl comes home from her last chemotherapy treatment to a huge surprise. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. For 18 years, the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department have been scaring adults and kids at the scariest haunted hayride in this area, Old Scream Road.
The Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department hosted another bar-filled Halloween bash, which includes the Carnival, Twilight Trail, and the scariest haunted hayride in this area, Old Scream Road. In its 18th year, the haunted hayride just seems to get better and better every year.
So tonight we're going to be doing the haunted hayride for the city of Murfreesboro, Old Scream Road, and just enjoy a good spook. We always try to move scenes around, add a new thing to them, but this year we've got a lab scene. So our big covered tunnel, which the tractor will actually drive under, is like a big mad scientist scene. Spark fence, lab kits, body parts, all that kind of good stuff. A couple of hidden surprises throughout the trail.
It's a very fun ride. The best thing I can say is the scares don't always come out where you expect them. We do like to fool you out there. It's a lot of fun that way. One of the feedbacks we always ask people is, what's the one thing you remember? And usually it's the chainsaw or the guy who was just really into it, who jumped out on them. Our biggest feedback is it was a lot of fun.
We get a lot of good feedback. It's only $5. We're a big community event that also attaches itself to a kid-friendly carnival.
This event can't be done without a good number of volunteers and the extensive preparation that goes into their costumes.
So volunteers are a big part, if not one of the biggest part, because in the end, you know, we can put as many props and as many lights and as many sound effects as we want, but the actors are what make it.
The volunteers are the most crucial thing. They play most of our victims. Some of our people who are just screamers, zombies are a big portion of it. They're the ones that we do most of the makeup on. It's a lot of fun. It's really messy. What we're doing now is just putting it on the people. So it's a lot of fun to make people look dead or injured.
We were able to catch up with athletic director Thomas Laird as he put the finishing touches on the scary scenes. He's overseen the haunted hayride event the entire 18 years. Thomas meets with his co-workers weeks before to map out the trail. They also build all the structures, which takes about 3 days. Attendance this year was a record breaker with 1,846 riders and ticket sales totaling $9,230.
The Murfreesboro Center for the Arts keeps the Halloween theme going with sold-out performances of Jeckyll and Hyde the musical. It's October in the borough, and that means lots of fun events. And not to be left out, the Murfreesboro Center for the Arts delivers with the classic tale Jeckyll and Hyde the musical.
Every day, people in their own sweet way like to wear a coat of paint and be what they ain't.
Outstanding talent and a familiar story is the perfect mix for a spectacular show. You don't have to go anywhere to have a big city theater experience, and you can stay right here in town.
Well, I love musicals, first of all, and I'd never seen Dr. Jeckyll, Mr. Hyde before. It was phenomenal. I've seen a lot of musicals in New York and London and different places, and I could have been in New York or London tonight because this was a spectacular show. The talent was superb, as always. This little community theater is just a wonderful venue for our local artists.
You can't tell the two apart.
The story, published in 1886, is widely known and set to music. It comes to life as you get to know the characters, performed by local actors. Lead actor Mark David Williams, who plays both Henry Jeckyll and Edward Hyde, says this is the most challenging role he's played.
It is definitely the most challenging role that I've ever had. There's a duet that I sing with myself. So you really have to understand the two characters, and you kind of have to really make sure that they're clear and that they're viable characters, and that people will see the difference in them.
Alexius Frost, who plays Lucy, has been doing shows at the center for nearly 10 years. She says even though the story can be a bit dark at times, it's easy to fall in love with the characters.
She gets to take kind of a roller coaster ride of emotions in this short span of time that, you know, she meets Jeckyll and Hyde. And it's fun to go through all those emotions and try to bring that character to life and make her be more than one-dimensional.
If you want to know what all the fuss is about and see a great show to get in the Halloween spirit, there's still time to grab tickets and check out Jeckyll and Hyde. For more information about this show, upcoming auditions, and more, check out borougharts.org. Reporting downtown Murfreesboro, Michael Linn White, CityTV. For the third year in a row, the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department were one of the host sites of the 2018 Fire Expo.
The Doug Young Public Safety Training Facility on Bridge Avenue was the venue for several fire agencies, all a part of the Firehouse Expo 2018, national conference held in Nashville and Murfreesboro.
Yeah, Firehouse Expo is an event now we've run for 32 years. One of the leading conferences nationally educating firefighters of all ranks, volunteer and professional. For the past 3 years, we've been based here in Central Tennessee, Nashville at the Music City Center, and we've conducted live hands-on training at a variety of locations, including Murfreesboro, for the past 3 years. And we're very excited to be out here and working with chief folks and the hospitality of the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department.
It means a lot to us because we get to host this in our region. We've got firefighters here from all over the country, literally, and it's an amazing training opportunity. We learn a lot from it every year that it's here. Our training staff brings that back to our department, and so it makes a huge interaction for Murfreesboro, makes us better at what we do by hosting this.
What Firehouse Expo provides is national instructors. We bring national instructors together. So really you get a taste or a flavor of the best in one place here at Firehouse Expo.
Los Angeles County, Cobb County, Georgia, and the Chicago area of Illinois Fire Service Institute is here doing some classes for us. Those classes that they're teaching and the things they're teaching, a lot of the folks that are here taking these classes of young firefighters would not get that training opportunity at home. They just don't have the means and the opportunity to be able to do that at home.
The fire service is pretty steeped in tradition, so you want to pass those traditions along. However, at the same time, always looking for ways to improve and to be safer. So I think watching those older firefighters and younger firefighters get together at conferences like this, it certainly makes me happy, and glad that it continues to happen. We continue to train here and will always train here for as long as chief folks will have us. Wonderful to be able to do live burns. Again, Murfreesboro has been a wonderful venue, very hospitable to us, and we're proud to include Murfreesboro as one of the sites that we do our live training.
This facility is monumental for us. It's going to make a huge difference for us going forward as a department. It makes a huge difference for us on a national landscape, as you can see with all the firefighters that are here. Become really good friends with a lot of the departments that come here to do the training through Firehouse Expo, and it's just an amazing opportunity for us as a department to host this here, and it's great to honor the memory of Doug Young and his support for public safety by having these exercises here.
When Andy Owen came home from a day of soccer and her last chemo treatment, she had no idea the surprise that was waiting. Andy Owen was only 5 years old 3 years ago when she was diagnosed with leukemia. And on Saturday, October 13th, she took her last chemo treatment. To celebrate this and to wish Andy a happy 8th birthday, a huge surprise welcomed her home.
This was a way that our neighbors and our church, St. Paul's Episcopal Church, could hop in and help. So once we started talking about having a parade, because they are the ones who host our 4th of July parade, this just seemed to be the thing to do.
Volunteers from all over came out in support. Members from MTSU's Band of Blue who were on fall break. Murfreesboro Fire Station 7, cheerleaders for Seagull, Murfreesboro Seagull, and Nashville soccer clubs. Even a local DJ who doesn't know the family donated his time to MC the whole event. Those and many more took time to show this little girl just how much she's loved.
We've had so much support. You know, this kind of sums up the support we've had through her sickness and treatment period. And, you know, we just live in a great community with a lot of good people that have good hearts and show a lot of love.
Mayor Shane McFarland added an extra special touch, reading a proclamation from Murfreesboro City Council officially declaring October 13th Andy Day. McFarland choked back tears while reading off the long list of treatments this little girl has endured.
Whereas Andy Owen is celebrating her 8th birthday the day after concluding 3 years of chemotherapy for pre-B acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and whereas Andy has completed 158 chemotherapy infusions and injections, 570 oral chemotherapy doses, 8 blood transfusions, 24 spinal taps, with chemo injected in her cerebrospinal fluid, 2 bone marrow biopsies, and many other procedures, tests, medications. Whereas she's been in remission for 25 months, siblings Peyton and Hayes have learned the struggles of other illnesses, how to talk about cancer, how to prevent germs from spreading to others, about different medical professions, and how to adapt to the hospital culture.
It was a perfect day for the surprise. Her family, including her brave and supportive siblings, say they are shocked and humbled by this entire experience.
There have obviously been, hurdles and some difficult times throughout that period, but she's done really well. She's been in remission now for a little over 2 years, and we just pray that she stays in remission forever. So.
A Murfreesboro City school was awarded a prestigious national award from the federal government.
The Discovery School of the Murfreesboro City School System recently earned the National Blue Ribbon Award from the U.S. Department of Education. This recognition is based on the school's overall academic performance in closing achievement gaps among student subgroups. 349 schools from across the U.S. won this award. 6 were from Tennessee: Discovery School Murfreesboro, Donaldson Elementary School Arlington, Hume Fogg Academic High School Nashville, Lakeland Elementary School Lakeland, Merle Hyde Magnet School Hendersonville, and Scales Elementary School Brentwood.
What sets us apart is the dedication and commitment from our families, our students, our faculty and staff, administration, our ESP, as well as our central office. All of us work together to achieve excellence for students. So our students know what is called as the productive struggle, and what we show students is that everything in life is not easy, no matter how bright you are or what intellect you have. So the productive struggle simply means that when it's challenging or it's a struggle, you stay within that struggle and you don't give up, and we call it grit. And it's productive in the sense that you know your task and your end place, and you work together as a team until you get to that finale.
I've been here since the beginning of Discovery School, and over the years we've really focused on the leadership skills for our students. We try to implement that in our clubs, and such as our Beta Club, where we give leadership roles to our older students. And many times our older students do serve as leaders for our younger students as well, through book buddies and through our house leadership programs that we're doing. And so these are valuable leadership skills that these students will use the rest of their lives.
The Discovery School hosted a celebration to say thank you for everybody's hard work winning the National Blue Ribbon Award.
I'm here to congratulate you, and specifically I'm here to congratulate you and to congratulate your teachers and your support staff and your principal and your assistant principal. To be named a national Blue Ribbon School is really special. But I know the work that it takes, I know the focus that it takes, I know the determination and the perseverance that it takes on both your part and on your teacher's part.
Trivia question: how many elementary schools are there in the state of Tennessee?
1,825.
So you are one of 1,825 schools who have won, who have achieved to be a Blue Ribbon School in the state of Tennessee. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much.
I think our success really is a credit to our leadership, starting from the top with our administration, but the teachers and staff and all of us here work together so well. It is indeed a family. We are here for one another. We always, if there's ever a need, we're always here for one another. We know we can count on each other, and that extends as well to the students. We want what's best for the students and to see them succeed. And that is our #1 goal here, and I think that's a big reason for the successes that we have in winning this award.
This award just signifies the hard work that the teachers, the staff, everybody does at Discovery School, as well as the students. And it actually just serves as a celebration of the hard work that we've done. So it means a lot that the National Department of Education is recognizing Murfreesboro City as well as Discovery School and making us feel that the hard work is worth it.
The Discovery Center provides hands-on education opportunities for the community and serves as a vibrant tourism center that has over 120,000 visitors each year.
The second annual Tennessee STEAM Festival happened October 12th through the 21st. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. It aspires to build student interest and excitement in these subjects through a wide range of events all over the state of Tennessee. The Discovery Center again this year led this statewide effort to help promote the great events offered.
This is our second annual Tennessee STEAM Festival. That was something that we created here at this organization, and we started off just partnering with local businesses and other members of the community, seeing if they could, host events. We've got the Hobgood Elementary STEAM Day, and they are making some projects there and just creating things in celebration of the Tennessee STEAM Festival. We're super looking forward to next year and the events that we've got lined up there. I mean, it continues to grow. Last year we had 100 events across the state. This year it's closing in on 200, and we've got several events in Memphis and Knoxville, as well as, right around Rutherford County.
Also at the Discovery Center until January 27, 2019 is Clifford, the Big Red Dog exhibit.
We do have a lot of hands-on engaging things for kids to do with the Clifford exhibit, and also parents to see with all of the sketches and original artwork from Norman Bridwell on display as well. Elementary kids would really enjoy this. Even younger than that, preschool age. There's a lot to do that's really hands-on and really tactile for younger kids. Clifford is a 10-foot large red dog. He kind of runs around his little home, Birdwell Island, with Emily Elizabeth, his partner in crime, just teaching children how to interact with one another in a super positive way. And that's what we're about here, is positive interaction. This is one of our more popular areas. In this little doghouse, children can write letters to Clifford, and he is here in the suit pretty often, so he definitely comes in to check on them. And this is our reading nook area, where children can come in and explore some of the books in the Clifford series and also see the original artwork that inspired the show. That is something that we think is very important, is that one-on-one reading time that children get, and this exhibit definitely celebrates that love of books in children. And this is sort of like a play space or like a theater for the children. They can even come and get in costume and play with some of the different instruments that we have available and put on their own little theater productions here. Admission to our museum, the Discovery Center at Murphy Spring, is $8 for adults, and children under 2 are free. This exhibit will be here through January 27th. We're open, 7 days a week. Monday through Saturday we open at 10 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. and on Sunday we open at 1 and close at 5.
A local veteran got an early Christmas present as a National Veterans Program, along with other sponsors, came together for a great cause.
Purple Hearts Homes, which helps provide housing solutions for disabled veterans along with other businesses, came together to provide a new rooftop for a local Rutherford County disabled veteran.
This is the first time we've done a project with this program. Now, Tim has done quite a few things. He's very involved with the community. We have a really good relationship with Owens Corning. We're a Platinum Preferred contractor. We've been using Owens Corning shingles pretty exclusively for about the past 4 or 5 years. The duration shingle we're putting on Mr. Voss's home is kind of their premium architectural shingle.
James Voss, a local veteran, is the recipient. He is an Iraq veteran that served from 2004 to 2005 as a personal security detachment, which is someone assigned to protect the personal security of an individual or group. 11 months after returning home, James was in a terrible car wreck.
October of '06, 11 months later, I had a bad car wreck. Expedition, went through the windshield, broke my jaw, had a tracheotomy, feeding tube, and I was a vegetable in a wheelchair 11, 12 years ago. And I grew from a 6-month-old to 20, 30 something in 7 years. Doctors at Vanderbilt says I'm 1 in a million or a gift from God. So they said I should be a vegetable, I should be in a wheelchair, but I went to rolling crutches, to a cane, to a brace on my knee and ankle. Now I just get Botox shots every 3 months. I've got a degree from NTSU and a degree from Tennessee Tech, but I still have short-term memory and stuff. But other than that, everything's pretty good.
So yeah, right now we've got tarps laid out, so when we remove the debris off the roof, we try to limit the amount of debris that gets in the yard, the landscaping, stuff like that. Once the cleanup's done and all the nails are pulled out of the roof, they'll take the underlayment up on the roof and dry the roof in. That's the next step. And after lunch, they get started installing the shingles.
3 of us didn't make it back, so 3 guys lost their lives. So I'm living. I've got a little 16-year-old daughter, and she's living here too. People go out all day and serve the country, but some people lose their lives and give all they got to the country, so I'm proud.
It's very rewarding, and we go out and we do this stuff, and it all kind of goes in a circle. You do stuff, you help folks out, you do a good job for folks, and in the slow times you're going to be rewarded for that hard work or for those good acts of faith. So it's a very rewarding job.
When companies like this help out veterans, and it's kind of them serving the country back. Like we serve our lives and time and our families in the war stuff for the country, and this company is serving back, helping the people help out. So it's kind of like a circle.
The Tennessee Department of Transportation has started the first of 3 phases of the much-needed widening of Highway 99.
Yes, the New Salem Highway project, State Route 99, but it's been a project that we've been trying to get started for years now. I know probably for at least the last 7, 8 years, but it's a big project, and this first phase is really a big deal for us. Dement Construction out of Jackson, Tennessee is a contractor. They're a great contractor. They've actually done work in the city before and actually have an office here in the city as well. So we were really happy with that. It's a little over a $28 million project just for this phase of it. This phase will basically take us from Warrior Drive out to Cason Lane. The next phase of it will take us from the interstate back into to Old Fort Parkway. The last phase of the project will actually be we'll be working from Cason Lane out just a little bit past Veterans Parkway. So 3 phases to it. A lot of the work that you'll see going on is focusing on the bridge over the Stones River, which is behind us here. That's obviously, anytime you're widening that size of a bridge is a big undertaking. It'll be 4 lanes with the center turn lane, so you'll have 5 lanes for the most part. It's just such a hot area as far as growing, anything on the west side of the interstate. This project is scheduled to be completed in 2020. State did a lot of front end work on this as far as with the utilities and making sure that everything would move along. Again, we got a great contractor with Dement. They've had a lot of success. You can't foresee stuff happening, but really feel good that this will be done in 2020. Yeah, the state's been good as far as working with us on making sure that any type of closures or anything that happen, that's on at night or on off-peak times. One of the things that we will see go away, you know, we've tried to maintain left-hand turn lanes into some of these side streets, but as phases develop, we will lose some of those. I've encouraged folks, just like we did such a great job of the residents did as far as avoiding the Broad Memorial interchange while it was going on. I'd ask you to do the same on this. Obviously, they can't, you know, people live here, so they can't avoid it. But if you have an alternate route, if it can go, you know, take 5 more minutes and go Church Street, then, you know, maybe we should, you know, look at that route. Veterans Parkway, we've got good connectivity in here, so there's a lot of different routes. Anytime you have concerns or questions about the construction, always feel free to call the city's engineering department, Ram Balachandra, Jim Kerr, myself, Chris Griffith. Any of us can help. Reach us at 615-893-6441. We can answer any questions and relay any concerns back to TDOT. You can always feel free to call TDOT directly as well. It may just be a little bit easier to reach us just because we're here in town and maybe just a little bit more accessible.
Murfreesboro native astronaut Dr. Rhea Seddon shared her amazing story at a Rutherford County Historical Society event. We caught up with Murfreesboro's own Dr. Rhea Seddon here at Rutherford County Archives for a Rutherford County Historical Society event where she shared her experience. Seddon has an amazing story, blazing a trail in a world that was mostly dominated by men. She told the crowd her father showed her the Sputnik satellite in the sky, and that sparked a dream right then and there. And that girl from Tennessee ended up in California for college at 17 and eventually in outer space.
It was wonderful finding out about the space program when it first began, when I was about 10, and really being able to follow it in those early days of people going to space. There was so much excitement, so much history being made that I think there were a lot of us that got excited by that. Of course, a lot of kids in my generation went into science and engineering so they could be a part of it.
Seddon went to the University of California at Berkeley to major in life sciences because she knew she wanted to go to medical school. A big change from Murfreesboro, she excelled and accomplished what she set out to.
I sort of had to ignore all the craziness of the free speech movement and the anti-war protests and women's lib and all kinds of crazy stuff going on around me. But I was able to do that and feel like I got a really good education, and it got me into medical school.
Then came the opportunity of a lifetime.
1977, that NASA was going to take a new group of astronauts for the space shuttle. And they were going to take 35 new astronauts, and they said that they would open the application to women. They would also take non-pilots and scientists and engineers who would handle whatever the cargo was on the shuttle. We didn't have to fly it. So I applied. And oddly enough, I had the right kind of background. Very few women had advanced degrees at the time, and I had my private pilot's license. So I think that was the way I got in, just being kind of at the right place at the right time, rather serendipitously.
That trip led to a total of 3 space missions, and while it's amazing to hear Dr. Seddon's stories, it's also really cool to hear just how deep her history goes here in Murfreesboro.
I knew she grew up here, went to high school here, and became a doctor, and then became an astronaut. But I had no idea her family went back so far here in Murfreesboro.
This event featuring Seddon was held by the Rutherford County Historical Society, and it's always a treat to hear the stories from our very own.
It's fantastic to have Rhea come in and speak to us tonight and tell us of her connection to our city, the history of Murfreesboro, and the important role that her and her family has had.
For more information on Historical Society events like this, visit rutherfordtnhistory.org. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. City offices and facilities are closing in recognition of Veterans Day, Monday, November 12th. City golf courses, Old Fort, and VA will remain open. Also, Sportscom, Patterson Community Center, and Adams Tennis Complex will also be open. Monday's garbage pickup will be moved to Tuesday the 13th, and Tuesdays will be moved to Wednesday the 14th. Congratulations to Blackman High School graduate, Vanderbilt University graduate, and hometown boy David Price by becoming a world champion. We are blessed to have him in this community, the great work Project 1-4 does, and for helping bring the miracle field to this city, which has been a great asset to the surrounding community. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the city of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.